All right, so I want to give everybody a bit of an insight in terms of what kind of emails I get in my inbox. And I'm going to read it out exactly how it came in. When are you going to give up, you propaganda BS about my country? You and the rest of your Canadians, losers, need to know your place in the world, and you are no competition to the US. We don't need you, and you all sound like babies. We just had our America 250 celebration, and we're older and established. And you can bet one day you will be our 51st state. Go cry. We are superior in every way possible. Just give up, you call me channel. Well, first of all, you spelled Canadians wrong. Your pronunciation is all over the place. But I am impressed that you spelled established right. It is the biggest word that you use, so congratulations. Now, I know I could totally dox this guy. I'm not going to do that. And even though this guy is a hater, I still have to respect his privacy. But it makes me wonder, what the hell goes on in the minds of these 77 million people that make them feel that Canada is the enemy? Because I'm pretty sure before Bone Spurs decided to run for a second time, these people probably had no opinion on Canada. Hell, some of them probably don't even know what Canada is. But after receiving this email, it actually made me wonder, what is there to be proud of if you are a US citizen? And what are you celebrating on the 250? ICE detainment? CBP border profiling? High gas prices? Isolating yourself from the global community? Or is it celebrating the green algae? That's probably what it is. But I'm showing this video. I created this video to give awareness to everybody watching that despite some of the reports saying that some of Bone Spurs' supporters are changing their tune, there's still millions of people, like the one that just emailed me, who will blindly follow this idiot and believe that their country is still the best country in the world. Kind of like some of these people here.
250 years is an amazing milestone for the Republic, and we're just really blessed to be able to live here. So I think we're more unified.
Well, the media would tell you that this country isn't unified. Yet actions speak louder than words. And if you look at the actions of this country coming together, that is unification.
So who's going to tell her what the definition of unification is? Because I don't actually think she knows what it means.
Externally, it can seem like we're not united, but at the end of the day, the values that the country is built upon unite everyone, despite whatever political circumstances there are. So, like liberty, freedom, the ability to strive for excellence and do what you want in this country unites people.
So we hear the word liberty a lot from the United States. And I think it's lost its meaning when it comes to the US. Because the actual definition of liberty is the power and freedom to act, speak, and live as you choose, free from oppression restrictions or unjust government interference. Doesn't really match what's going on right now, if you ask me. Now, to be fair, I can't paint the brush and generalize all US citizens. There are some that understand, and let me show you some.
I hate to see that we are divided the way we are. It really breaks my heart, and it's definitely not what, Washington and John Adams and Franklin and, it's not what they wrote about.
I feel like particularly this July 4th, our country is more divided than it has been in the past.
There's a lot of union because it's a celebration of the 250th birthday.
I think that unfortunately, people have just made each other the problem. I just think it's hard to see anyone's humanity or point of view. We've just kind of decided to write people off for whatever they believe if it doesn't agree with what we believe.
Abraham Lincoln once said, a country divided cannot stand. And that's true. And yes, we are divided. There are people on one side and the other side. They need to come together.
Well, they definitely need to come together to have some sort of resolution. But I don't think the guy who emailed me is going to come to the middle. Because from this guy's point of view, nothing's wrong. But I still don't get why the United States has to have a superiority complex over Canada. I quite enjoy the fact that we have a public healthcare system. It's far from perfect and it's got a lot of issues, but I'm glad it's there. And when it comes to Canada's gun control laws, like many other countries, we have them, and I'm glad we do. Because I don't want to have scenes like this in Canada.
What was supposed to be a fun, family-filled 4th of July took a sharp turn for families who chose to celebrate at Westgate.
I don't know how to explain it because it's terrifying.
Daphne Leon Guerrero, her sister, and one-year-old daughter were eating on a restaurant patio. They were hoping for fireworks, but instead got gunfire.
Now, if this were to happen in Canada or Australia or anywhere else that has gun control laws, this would be on national news. Because it's not normal to us. But in the United States, it's just a regular Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday or Friday, or pretty much every day. And quite frankly, I wouldn't want to live in a society where you might just be eating on a patio and get hit by a stray bullet.
Next thing you know, the first shot goes off, boom, and I was like, sis, like that's not a firework. I was like, that's a gunshot.
Leon Guerrero frantically pulled her daughter out of her high chair and ran for cover inside.
It was just not a good feeling to have.
Now, after hearing this, does the United States sound like they're superior to Canada or any other country that has gun control laws? Now, I'm not saying Canada and any other country that has gun control laws doesn't have crime. We do. But it's not happening for us on an hourly basis like it does in the United States. Now, this report I'm showing you right now is coming out of Arizona, and I guess right now Glendale has a teen violence problem. But what this official says doesn't line up with reality.
Just last month, County Attorney Rachel Mitchell held a press conference to address that increase.
It's happening too often.
In 2025, Mitchell's office charged more than 150 teens as adults, mostly for violent crimes involving guns.
I refuse to accept that this is just the way things are these days. Young people deserve a brighter future than what a prison cell brings.
I'm sorry to tell you, but this is probably the reality. I mean, it's not her fault, it's just how their system is. I mean, take a look at their 4th of July celebrations. I'm going to show you 2 videos, one from San Francisco and one from LA, or Newport.
Illegal fireworks and fights in Newport Beach. Tonight we're learning much more about what sparked the 4th of July chaos. Officers say they were forced to move in and make more than 400 arrests. NBC4's Tracy Leong has been digging into what happened. She joins us now live with the latest. Tracy.
Yeah, Kathy, and about half of those 400 arrests that were made last night were for people who were refusing to leave this area after officers declared an unlawful assembly. Take a listen.
Now, let me remind everybody that this is supposed to be a day of celebration. Unity, as those people said earlier, right? Now, keep in mind, like, all of these arrests that they're making, I think most of them are the younger generation. But I have to wonder, this younger generation is going to be leading the United States in the future. Does it give me confidence for the US in the future? I don't know about that.
Video captured the chaos that unfolded on the Balboa Peninsula in Newport Beach during the 4th of July. You can see hundreds of people gathering inside the pavilion's parking lot, setting off fireworks, throwing watermelons and water bottles at the crowd and the police officers. One officer was struck with a mortar. He was treated and is expected to be okay. Multiple fights also broke out between the crowds of people and the police, and many people were also standing in the roadways blocking traffic, forcing police to close down several streets.
I have to keep reminding myself that this is their 4th of July. It's supposed to be a celebration, not a time to riot. But this wasn't the only place that this happened. Let's look at San Francisco.
The area will be cleared by the police.
SFPD officers closing streets after 10 p.m., dispersing hundreds of people. Some in the crowd taunted and jeered at officers. San Francisco firefighters say they responded to more than 500 calls on July 4th, including multiple spot fires and people injured by fireworks.
Unfortunately, we did have 2 medical emergency responses for 2 individuals, separate incidents that suffered life-altering but non-life-threatening injuries as a result to firework explosions.
Well, at least it wasn't gunfire. I mean, I guess that's a positive out of the whole thing. But I bring this up to show everyone the stark differences between our 2 countries. And yeah, maybe I'm focusing on the superiority message that the guy wrote. Because everything I showed you, the riots in Newport as well as San Francisco, and the people oblivious still thinking that their country's the best one in the world. I don't see anything superior about that. And the next thing I'm going to show you, the rest of the world is watching this. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people around the world that are just shaking their head right now.
Today, an alarming scene unfolded in Capitol Hill this morning as hundreds of members of the white supremacist group Patriot Front marched through D.C. The group moved throughout neighborhoods in the district wearing face coverings, carrying American and Confederate flags, and it caught many off guard. Our Sarah Robinson spoke with people who woke up to the march and say that they were shocked and unsettled by what they saw.
Now, I want to ask a question to all the viewers that are not based in the United States right now. Are you shocked to hear and see this? To see these white supremacist people with masks on, roaming through Washington, D.C.? And I'm going to be brutally honest in my answer. I mean, I'm not shocked at all. To me, this is just the United States being the United States. Is it unsettling to me? Of course it is. Just like it would be for anybody in the United States that is not white. This photo is going around on social media right now, and it is pretty alarming and powerful at the same time. Although powerful in the wrong way.
People living along 6th Street near C Street say they woke up to the sound of hundreds of people marching past their homes. At first, they thought it was a parade, so they started taking photos. But their reaction quickly changed to shock and fear when they realized it was the group Patriot Front.
Yeah, that way they don't have to keep them.
My reaction is that's gross. Ew, we don't need that today. The symbols of hate.
A group of hundreds of men wearing face coverings, navy blue shirts, and khakis was seen marching through the streets of D.C. from Union Station to Eastern Market.
I think I would be curious as to where that where their patriotism comes from and what they think that they're celebrating in America, especially on this weekend.
Well, they're celebrating being white, and they're doing it on your country's birthday. But I am glad to hear that the US citizens think that this is disgusting. But I just thought of something. I mean, can you imagine being a tourist of color, going to Washington, D.C. for a vacation and seeing this? I don't know. If you ask me, this is not welcoming. And this freeze frame right here contradicts everything that Taco Tuesday's Garden Gnome is saying.
America is open. America is welcoming. America wants you to come. We are the most hospitable people. We're the most exciting destination on the planet.
Yeah, nobody's going to be falling for that stuff. I mean, we can think for ourselves.
Get out! The group was seen carrying flags and iconography associated with Patriot Front.
Patriot Front is a white supremacist organization.
Luke Baumgartner is a research fellow with the George Washington University program on extremism.
What's the point today?
What's the point? National independence, the representation of the nation's cause and our people's interests.
But they do like to crouch themselves in this patriotic veneer. They use the Betsy Ross flag, they use the red, white, and blue colors to evoke this feeling of Americana, and basically what they're trying to get at is spread their message that America is a place for only white people.
And if you ask me, this kind of group right here, they've been around for centuries. It's just now that they got a free pass to be as loud and brazen as they want to be. Which brings me back to the original hater email that I featured in the beginning. Is the United States superior in every way possible? Because what I've just showed you is just random videos that I found within the last 12 hours. You really don't need to dig that far back to see the issues with the United States. But just me creating this video, and this is my opinion, I am really grateful that I'm born north of the border. Canada's not perfect, no country is. And I have accepted that Canada has its flaws. If you haven't seen my video about Canada yet, check on the video on Canada Day. But I guess the point of this video is really to call out that guy saying that the US is superior to Canada. It's not. But I guess the second message that I do want to give everybody is that this guy who sent me an email full of grammar mistakes and spelling mistakes, and these people here in the white mask, they're not going anywhere. They're not going to magically disappear when President Bonespurs leaves or is gone or 6 feet under. They're still going to be around. And their racism and hate is not going anywhere either. It really kind of irks me when I see people say, I'm not going to the United States for the next 2.5 years or until he's gone. Well, I'm showing you evidence that Bonespurs is not the main problem. So to the guy who sent me the email, you do you and continue to live in your bubble. And quite frankly, I actually feel sorry for you. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on this video. And yeah, this is the kind of crap I get in my inbox sometimes. I do get a lot of positives and I really appreciate it. But yeah, it's frustrating sometimes. But I do appreciate those that are sending me emails thanking me for what I do. To close off this video, I would like to thank Thomas for posting this photo on the Guard the Leaf Hey Cafe page. And this photo is from Montreal, Quebec. And I actually have this message for Thomas and everybody else who has actually submitted photos to my channel. I received a message from one of our international viewers, and he was saying that he has been keeping track of all of the photos that I've been posting and using it as a possible agenda for places to visit when he comes to Canada. So I really want to thank Thomas and everybody else who has submitted photos, because you are helping to showcase Canada. Alright everyone, that's it for this video. I don't know why, but this video really drained me. But if you're still watching up to this point, I really appreciate you watching to the end, because it really does help the algorithm. If you found any value in anything I said today, or you want to hear more from a Canadian and international point of view, without the US media bias, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button below. That way you'll be notified of my future videos. And don't forget to hit the bell icon and select all as well. Now, if you want to see more of my videos, check out the ones that are going to show up on your screen shortly. Thanks everyone, I'll catch you in the next one.